As an eating disorder dietitian, people oftentimes ask me, how do I know if this behavior is disordered? So I want to give you some tips and tricks to explore for yourself and get curious. So first I want to talk about this question, is this disordered? That question in and of itself lends itself to binary thinking, right? It's disordered or it's not. It's right or it's wrong. I passed or failed. When most things exist within a spectrum, there's so much in between that we can explore. So this is why I really want you to get curious around it. Because the same behavior, right, let's say restricting your intake, not eating breakfast in the morning, that behavior in and of itself is maybe neutral. And our relationship to it, our intention around it, is what allows it to skew a little bit disordered or not. So for example, let's say you're having blood taken and the doctor instructed you to fast, so you're not supposed to eat in the morning. So not eating in that circumstance is not disordered. But now let's say you wake up in the morning, you're doing intermittent fasting, and so you're only allowed to eat when the clock strikes a certain time. Your stomach's grumbling, you're feeling tired and lightheaded, and you're getting hangry, but you refuse to eat because it has to be a certain time. That would skew more disordered, right? Because your body is telling you, I need this from you. Please honor it and give me nourishment. And you're not because of the time on the clock, because of an external rule that you've placed upon your body. Just an example as to how one behavior can skew more disordered around the intention and the circumstances around it versus another time when it's actually perfectly healthy and safe and medically instructed to do so. So first is looking at the intention behind it. We explored how disordered tendencies around behaviors, food, and movement, which we have yet to discuss, is really circumstantial. And what I want you to get curious around is the intention behind it. So the first thing I want you to think about is, what is my intention with this? Is my intention with this behavior to control my body, to change my body, to control my circumstances, to not feel my emotions, right? There's so many reasons, conscious or unconscious, as to why we engage in certain behaviors around food and movement. So the question then is, what is my intention in this? And truly just ask yourself that. And there doesn't necessarily have to be an answer. Just getting in the habit of asking that question begins to cultivate a curious mind, a flexible mind, which will help move you out of that binary thinking of this is healthy or it's not healthy, this is good or it's bad, I passed or I failed, and allow you to move into that gray rainbow space existing within the spectrum. And this helps to soften the shame and the guilt associated with food and movement if you have a more of a challenging relationship with those two things. So again, get curious. What is my intention behind this behavior? So if you've gotten curious, you understand your intention, and you're still unsure, I invite you to challenge it. So let's say you have a food rule that you can't eat a certain food, right? If I eat this certain food, X, Y, and Z will happen. I invite you to challenge that, to eat that food. And if it brings up a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, stress, worry, guilt, shame, then that would skew more disordered. That would skew more of a food rule, an external food rule that has been placed upon you for whatever reason. And it would be something to explore and challenge and get a little deeper around. We talked a lot today about what is a disordered behavior and how that question can be problematic in and of itself. So we talked about how our relationship to the behavior, the circumstances around it, our intention behind it, can really help us to better understand, is this more disordered or is this less disordered? And again, knowing it can change on a day-to-day basis. We also talked about looking at the circumstances, looking at our intention behind it, and then getting curious around this by challenging it. So challenging that behavior. So if it's not eating breakfast in the morning, eat breakfast in the morning and see what arises. If you eat breakfast and you're like, yeah, that was fine, I'm moving on with my day, okay, maybe it's not that disordered. If you eat breakfast and again, it increases your anxiety, increases your fear, you feel like you have to compensate, etc., that would be something that you would want to address. Doing this work is really hard. So if you are thinking, wondering, do I have an eating disorder? Do I need some more support around this? That usually means that you probably do. And I do have some links in the description to help you find referrals for someone in your area that can help support you through this. So I hope that you found this helpful. And if not, that's okay too. But if you did, go ahead, feel free to like and subscribe. And please feel free to reach out with any questions that you might have that you might want answered. And until next time, friends, stay curious.